Good evening and welcome to Woodbridge for our third annual celebration of Women's History Month. If it's always the weather that messes things up for us, we would have been out there raising our flag. I appreciate each and every one of you coming here to celebrate with us. This was an event that we started in council 3 years ago because I believe it's very important to recognize the women and the work that we do, not only as mothers, but I mean, as you can see in the room, there's a multitude of different careers here. And it's important for me to feature women in our township because the young women need to see us mature women in our careers in order for us to motivate them and for us to be examples to them. The goal is always to fill the room, to go out there and have everyone there from the little, yeah, but what are they called? The brownies, the daisies. I was never a Girl Scout, as you can tell. To hopefully one day we'll see high school girls here. You know, my goal is always to inspire, to motivate, and to mentor young women. And I hope that for all of you that are sitting here, that you take that on too. We have our wonderful women of our distinctive Woodbridge Police Department. And now we can say we have our wonderful women of our Woodbridge Township fire districts. I especially want to welcome Amanda Felices and Emily Caleric. They were just sworn in last week at Port Reading Firehouse. For the first time in history, Port Reading Firehouse swore 2 women. So that's... So see, it's 2024, but we are still making strides and we are still achieving first. And that's what we should always keep in mind, that we are continually moving forward as women and accomplishing first editions of things. And that's why we want to bring that into the forefront, because it is important for us to be recognized for the work that we do. I had the privilege of yesterday speaking at Berkeley College. Women of Courage, they call it, trailblazers, and I don't consider myself a trailblazer, but I brought my daughters with me because I always like my daughters to see as women what we can achieve. But it was very important to be there because, you know, one of the things that I realized is that we forget how strong as women we are. And something that, while I was sitting there, clicked is the fact that women bring forth life. And we have that huge job on our shoulders. We have our careers, but we still got to be moms. We still got to make sure that they eat, they do their homework. We got to show up for them whenever there's an issue. And, you know, a lot of times I know for myself, like I remember one time, you know, working at ABC Sports, I was in New York City, and all of a sudden Angel calls me, oh, because Christian decided to take his tricycle down the steps of the deck. And I'm like, okay, but I'm in the city, so why are you calling me? But you know what I did? I ended up leaving my office, getting on the subway, getting on the train to get to Woodbridge to make sure that the baby was okay. But that's what we do. And sometimes we don't get enough appreciation for the work that we do, but I want you all to know that I appreciate the work that you do as moms, as wives, as first, you know, in everything. We got it because our strength is in the fact that we were born to bring forth life. So our strength is inner strength. And I want you all to remember that even on your worst days, you have inner strength to get through whatever you're going through. And I'm done speaking because I can go on forever. But I have my councilmates, Debbie Meehan and Sharon McAuliffe, and they are 2 businesswomen here in Woodbridge. So, you know, they have that inner strength and that, hey, I can do this. So I'll let them speak for a little bit. And then we are here today because we are also going to recognize somebody that is very dear to our heart, Patricia Osborne. And Patricia was raised in Woodbridge, right? And she taught in the Woodbridge School District. So she taught a lot of children, touched a lot of lives. But not only that, but I have the privilege today of saying that technically she was the first woman mayor of Woodbridge Township because she got to serve in the office of mayor. She is also a former councilwoman, the former vice chair for the Human Rights Commission. So although she retired and a couple of years ago, many years ago, she still wants to serve her community. And she wants to do it in a way that brings equity and equality to our township. So with that being said, I just want to bring her up for her to say a few words, because we're very proud to be in her presence, and we're proud of the work that she's done for our township, and we're deeply grateful for everything that she did for us. So we're going to recognize her as Women of Women's History Month 2024, presented to Patricia. I need my reading glasses. Meritorious Service Award presented to Patricia Osborne 2024 in honor of outstanding dedication to the Woodbridge Township community through steadfast public service on both the Municipal Council and Human Rights Commission.
Well, thank you. Would you like to- Well, thank you for that kind introduction. Yes, I was born in Woodbridge Township. We didn't go to Perth Amboy Hospital at that time. The doctor came to the house. I was raised in Fords. I moved to Island, so I've been here all of my life. And one of the wonderful things about Women's History Month is that it cuts across centuries. It's almost timeless, because women have played a dynamic role in the history of mankind. And I hate to use that word mankind. Maybe I should have said humankind. Humankind. All right. So we have recording of women marching before the French Revolution. We have women who have played a role right here in New Jersey, for example. We had Molly Pitcher during the American Revolution. She gave the men water as they were fighting in the Battle of Monmouth. We also had Clara Barton during the Civil War. She eventually formed the American Red Cross. We had women suffragettes who were put in jail because they wanted the right to vote. And as a result of their marches, we have the 19th Amendment, which gave the women the right to vote. Throughout history, in 1976, we had the Women's Peace March, and who can forget 2019, we had the Women's March that not only encompassed the United States. There were 3 to 5 million women in the United States who participated. You can remember them marching down in Washington, D.C., and towns and cities across our nation, but 85 countries around the world also supported it. So even though there's that old saying, behind every man, there's a good woman, well, I'm going to just update it. We're going to change that B word. It's not going to be behind. It's going to be beside every good man. It's a great woman. And the recent census said that women make up 51% of our population. So perhaps in the next decade, that quotation will change again, that in front of every good man is a great woman. So I really want to take this on behalf of the women that are nameless, who participated in all the marches, who are the glue that keep our society going. So on behalf of the women in this room, and perhaps in the viewing audience, I'd like to accept this, because there are many, many unsung heroes, or heroines, if you want to say, that do the day-to-day operation and keeps our society functioning. So it has been, it's my honor to accept this, and thank you so much.
I would like to recognize Jenny Perez. She's Board of Ed, and Denise Anderson, Human Rights Commission. And I would also like to recognize Assembly Speaker Craig Coughlin. I don't know if you have a few words to share with us. I'm putting you on the spot.
Well, thank you, Lizbeth, and thanks everybody for coming out. Congratulations to my friend Pat Osborne. I've had the privilege of representing the council when she served on it a number of years ago, and I can tell you that she is a woman who has made a true difference. Now, Let me tell you about this. I think you're right when you say that there are, that's an old adage that behind every great man is a woman. That's nonsense. I have had the privilege in my life to be surrounded by extraordinary women who are strong and powerful and who make a difference every day. It started with my mom. My dad died when I was 4 years old. And my mother raised my sister and I on her own. And she taught us everything that we needed to know. My mom taught me how to throw a baseball. My mom taught me how to love sports. My mother taught me everything that I needed to know about being a parent. And she did it all by herself without her once saying, woe is me. She was 35 when her husband died. And so she was an extraordinary woman and an incredible example. Consequently, my sister was too, and I've gotten to live live with her growing up, and now got to see the woman that she is. And any of you who know my wife know that she is an incredibly strong woman. Usually, if there's ever an argument between my wife and a guy, no matter how big he is, I have to step in and stop it because it's just not fair to him. It's not going to end well. And so too with people like Pat, and with Sharon and Debbie and Lisbeth and all of the people all of the women I've had the privilege of serving with throughout my elected career. Women are extraordinarily good at so many things, but they're often graded on a different scale. It's harder for you. You have that challenge that, men are strong and forceful, and women, if they're strong and forceful, are often seen as being a pain in the neck or a shrew. So it's just not fair. I will tell you this, though. I think that we are so much better off now, and I'm proud of what we have done in the legislature. More members of my senior legislative staff are women than men. More of my senior leadership team from among the assembly are women than men. Because their talent and their commitment is unparalleled and unmatched. And I think they're better at it than men in a lot of respects. And I just don't think you get the credit for that. So thank God we're celebrating you. Thank God for doing it. And I can tell you this, and there's a great example of this. And I don't know if anybody's ever disagreed with me, so tell me if you disagree. That men are manual typewriters and women are supercomputers. And the example I would give that is the one that you've heard so many times. When you come back from visiting the Smiths, you get in the car to drive home, and the wife says to the husband, so what's new with Bob? And so you go, nothing. What's new with Jane? And we take the rest of the ride home, finding out what the heck is going on in the family. In that regard, I have been so incredibly fortunate, and I am here to celebrate women and all that you do. Your struggle has been remarkable, and the commitment and tenacity that has finally gotten us to the point, I think, where we're starting to recognize women. Although we still have great work to do. The first bill I passed when I became the Speaker, A1, was an equal pay bill. And it is preposterous in 2018 that we had to pass a bill to say that women got paid the same as men to do the same job as men. And I fear that that still is not the case. So there's still work to be done. So keep it up and remind us how important you are. We all know it, but it never hurts to hear it again. Thank you. It's a privilege to be with you.
We are joined by our Council President, Kyle Anderson. I want to recognize two couple of young women that work in the mayor's office that without them we wouldn't be able to do the work that we do. That's Megan Kushpa, Nicolette Dunn, and Kelly Walsh. I really appreciate everything that you do. And then we have our Director of Planning, Marta Levsky, who is a pioneer in her field, and she has been dedicated to Woodbridge for a long time. So I want to acknowledge them. And before Port Reading swore, they're firewomen. Woodbridge did that. So I want to acknowledge Firewoman Andrea sitting here with us. And Kyle, I don't know if you want to say a few words.
Just. Go ahead. Very small. 20 years ago, I was not because of the event. It's mainly because our speaker can go at length when he's very no, but when he's passionate about something, and I've heard that conversation about his mother, and he's told me a lot of what his mom has meant to him. But one in particular that's being honored here tonight, Mrs. Pat Osborne. She was my psychology teacher, but she was also a mother that I knew growing up. So I pretty much grew up in her backyard because that was our little makeshift football field. And but Mrs. Osborne was always a mentor to me from the day that I, stepped in JFK High School. I was close with her son. But when I went to JFK High School, she always, being that her husband was the former football coach, I could tell she always was drawn to the football players and in their class, and she knew how to speak to them. She knew how to kind of reel them in, and she also knew how to motivate them. And Mrs. Osborne, when she became a councilwoman here, Woodbridge Township, and succeeding her husband, who had passed while he was in the position, she became a trailblazer for these three women. I thought that the way she was a councilwoman here in Woodbridge Township, we were able to look to her for guidance, and I also felt that she led with distinction in the fact that she knew that she was setting an example for so many more women that were going to come beyond her. I see our newest fire person in Port Reading, Emily Kalandrick, is a friend of my daughter's when growing up playing softball. And this room itself, 20 years ago, we didn't see this. We didn't see women in uniform to this amount. And it's great to see, and it shows that Woodbridge is a diverse town. Woodbridge is embracing the fact that we have to continually evolve, and we have to continually get better for the residents that we serve. So I just want to, thank all of you today, congratulate all of our honorees, and I want to also thank my colleagues that I work with, because they too are women in history, and they should be acknowledged for the work that they do and the attention that they bring to the young women that are watching them every day. So thank you very much.
We want to also acknowledge Rishma Ali, she's part of the Human Rights Commission, and Glenn Morgan, who heads the Human Rights Commission, and Lisa DeLeo, who runs Port Reading School 9, by the way. So I want to acknowledge her, but I just want to leave you with a quote. Many years ago, I was reading something, and I forgot who said it. I did, okay, yeah. Educate a woman, and you educate a nation. So I think that's all that I need to say. But I want to bring my councilmates and invite them to say a few words.
So we'll be brief because the men took up all the time. They say women talk, but the men talk.
Men talk more.
I just want to congratulate all of you. It's so great to see all your faces. I started on the council, I'll be going into my 11th year now. And when I started, there wasn't as many females on the fire department, on the first aid squad, on the police department. And it really is, it's a beautiful sight. And we all work so well together. And I'm just so proud of all of you. And you do great work and continue to do everything you do.
I'm always the last person to speak at the council meeting too, so I always say, I agree with everything that everybody has said up here. I always get to say the same thing. But it is an honor to be, like myself and Debbie, we're both business women, and it was hard to break into the field as a single woman being in business. So we really appreciate everything that you guys have done now to show that women have just as much power and can get out there and do everything that a man does. We may not be able to lift as much weight as them, but we can lift weight in other ways. So congratulations to everyone. Ms. Osborne, thank you very much. You've done so much for this town, and I'm so happy that you received this award. Congratulations. Thank you.
If we'd all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If we'd all remain at a stand of silence, give a moment of silence for those who are serving for us here and abroad. Thank you.
Notice requirements of the open public meeting law have been satisfied concerning this meeting. The Home News Tribune and the Star Ledger published a notice on October 6, 2023. It was posted on the municipal bulletin board and will be so noted in the minutes of this meeting. Councilman Bauer. Here. Councilwoman De Jesus. Here. Councilman Ficarra. Councilwoman McCullough.
Here.
Councilwoman Meehan.
Here.
Councilman Patel. Councilman Small. Vice President Spiller.
Here.
President Anderson.
Here.
Can I get a motion that the minutes be approved from February 20th, 2024?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Beginning with first reading ordinances this evening. Here before I look forward. Taking letters A and B by consent, can I get a motion that letters A and B be taken up on second and third reading and a public hearing be open? And this is with regards to handicap parking on Clum Avenue, William Street, and St. James Avenue.
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on A and B only. Hearing no comment from the public, can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. We are going to take letters C, E, and F by consent on introduction. Can I get a motion that these ordinances be passed on? Oh, sorry, sir. Got it. My sheet is missing. We're going to take letter C, I apologize, also for a second reading. This is the adoption of the amended plan for the Cedar Meadows redevelopment. Can I get a motion that this ordinance be taken up on second and third reading and the public hearing be open?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Mr. Mitch?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. I'd just like to ask my fellow councilmates for their consideration and support on this resolution. The plans will house veterans through Soldier On. Soldier On is a private nonprofit organization committed to ending veteran homelessness. Since 1994, the organization has been providing homeless veterans with transitional housing and supportive service. Soldier On continues to change the end of the story for homeless veterans throughout the country. So as it stands right now, with this redevelopment plan, we have the adjacent, the Greens at Avenel, which is developmentally disabled, and now proposed Soldier On, complete home run to try to assist our soldiers. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from council? All in favor, aye.
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 Opposed? Ayes have it. The public hearing is now open on letter C only.
Good evening, Tom Maris, Sports, New Jersey.
On the bottom.
In regard to the letter C, well, let me just take a moment and say, I have not seen you since the beginning of the year. Unfortunately, I had some things that I had to take care of on a personal basis, but I wanted to congratulate everybody that was reelected in your new positions. Again, I'm sure you're going to move forward, taking care of our town the way that you have. You may have disagreements from time to time. That's part of the democracy that we live with. So thank you for that. Congratulations on your victories in the past election. As far as C is concerned, Councilor, I heard a little bit about what you said. Can you expand on that? What are we actually going to be doing for the veterans?
Councilman, Council
Sure.
Vice President, would you comment on?
Thank you, Council President. So, Mr. Maris, the property there, which was the Cedar Meadows redevelopment, the Greens at Avenel, which is adjacent, is a developmentally disabled. What is there now is the soccer field. And while we hold our recreation very close and dear to our heart, so do we, as we do our veterans. So when the mayor, myself, and Carol sat down with the ownership of Penrose, we were trying to think outside the box of what else can we do with this property that's going to benefit not just the township, but a group of individuals. And when Soldier On came to us and said, you know, if you build this, if you allow us to build this, we will come. So in terms of the exact specs of the building, I don't know that off the top of my head. I've seen plans, but so, and the forefront leader that's going to be doing this is called Soldier On.
How many homes or how much housing would be provided in that construction, if you know? And also, has that property now been cleared by the DEP or any other agency as far as contamination is concerned?
So if I speak out of turn, Mr. Samaluka, please jump in.
So there's no plan as of yet for the number of housing, but yes, the property has been cleared when we did the work to turn it into a soccer field. Soccer field is now in not in use any longer and hasn't been in use because we run our own soccer within the recreation department. We haven't used that field. So it's become a vacant field, and that's why it became so attractive.
Well, again, I'll refer to my own experience in construction. Soccer fields don't necessarily disturb the soil. You're going to be building a structure there. I'm assuming you will be putting in some foundations disturbing the soil. Again, have you done an updated review?
All of that engineering will be done once they plan for construction. So any of the phase one will be done, impact or a compaction test, etc.
Okay. To be advised. Thank you.
Are there any other comments on letter C?
John Watarik, Woodbridge. My question would be to follow up on Tom's. Who's going to build it? Who's going to pay for it? And actually, who's going to be used for? I mean, we do know it's very safe when you talk about veterans, things like that, all over the country. From my experience, family experience, you know, a lot of those people we sent to wars, from World War II, Korean War, lately Afghanistan, and of course Iraq. And a lot of those boys came back. It was very disturbing. Very known person in Woodbridge that I know, you know him too probably. He goes to Boston, Massachusetts. His son is a doctor over there. So John goes there, he says, I can't believe how many homeless people are in Boston. He said, but I really say it, they're all mostly veterans from Iraq. They came home 2-3 years. A lot of them are under a problem with drug addiction. And now they can get no jobs, and they're homeless, they walk in the streets. I think somebody's got to take care of those people. If you are an employer and employee gets hurt in your job, either you got insurance or you're responsible for it. And I can see why can the government or municipality or somebody be responsible with those people to take care of it. I think if you can do something like that to take care of people they need, somebody's got to help them. And I would be really proud of you if you can do something like that for them. If you have one, it's important. Thank you.
Thank you,
other
Mr.
comments?
Watarik. Oh, sorry. I also just want to thank Council Vice President Spiller and Mr. Samaluka for those comments. Again, I think that the point was driven home. That was a soccer field that wasn't getting any use. We've built a number of soccer fields in Woodbridge Township, but we didn't see the recreation going on there. I'm proud of the fact of the use that it's going to be for, and that it will be for our veterans, for our homeless veterans. And also, I don't think that the developer has been named at this point, but the work, Mr. Maris, as you're concerned, as far as the EPA, I believe that goes without saying, but we do have to say it, that work will be done prior to any construction and residential development. Thank you.
Any other comments on letter C? Here are no other comments on letter C. Can I get a motion that the public hearing be closed, the ordinance be adopted and submitted to the mayor for approval as required by law?
Motion.
Second.
Questions or comments? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. We will now take letters D, E, and F by consent on first reading. Could I get a motion that these ordinances be passed on first reading, published in the Home News Tribune on March 8, 2024, with notice of public hearing be held on March 19, 2024 at 6 p.m.?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments from council? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Mr. President, you have 36 resolutions listed before you. Could I get a motion to approve 1 through 36 by consent?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
We'll now go into our public comments portion of tonight's meeting. When approaching the microphone, please state your name, what section of township you are from, and you'll have a one-time opportunity to speak up to 5-minute period. All videotaping must be done in the blue cordoned area, and please be respectful of one another. Please make sure that there are no signs or posters in the aisles or walkway. And at one point, I will give you a 1-minute warning during your speech, and ask you to kind of wrap up your comments. Thank you very much. Anyone at this point? Any public comments?
Again, Tom Maris, Sports, New Jersey, and it's good to be back. I've got 4 basic questions, and I hope I can confine them all within the 5-minute period that we're allowed. Regarding, I'd like to know what the township's position is on illegal alien, the vis-a-vis ICE, Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement. There's a lot going on, as we all know, through the country now about the concern about how many people are coming over our borders illegally. Hence, they are illegal aliens. You call them what you will. Under the law, they're illegal aliens, and I'd like to know your position on that. As adjunct to that, a few years back, Mr. Anderson had a position calling illegal aliens. They said they didn't exist. He was at the park. He was supporting Mr. Dombrowski. I'd like to know where he stands on that phrase right now, illegal aliens, and what are we going to do in this town? Because apparently everywhere, New York, New Jersey, throughout the country, we have this mass migration, and I understand a lot of these people are good people, and I support legal immigration. I do not support people coming across our borders illegally, and then we have no track of them. I think we all know where that's going to end up, and it won't be in positive for this country. Also, does the township have a policy on DEI, and if so, where is the township's current view on DEI vis-a-vis academia and corporations now rejecting it? They see the fallacies of it, they realize it's primarily racist, and they're abandoning it. They're moving away from it as fast as they can, except for the die-hard, if you will, leftists that are out there that want to hang on to it for their own self-serving purposes. Fourth, is the township's lawsuit against the water company still active? If so, where does that stand? And as a homeowner, I can see in Woodbridge, I can only call it an algae or a bloom that keeps showing up in the toilets, at least in my house, 3 of them. And I'm fastidious about cleaning those things and keep chemicals. And yet it's not dirt, it's some type of an algae. Are we testing that water? If so, how often? And where do we stand on that lawsuit? Those are my questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Maris. Regarding your first question with illegal aliens and our position, the mayor has not come out with a public position on this, but we have spoken as a council and the mayor, and we have discussed how we would handle, and because this is a human issue where we're trying to help these people that have come to our city, if they have come to our city, help them to get where they need to be. We are not right now, we're not set up in Woodbridge Township to house any illegal or migrant families. But we at one point thought that they could arrive here, and we wanted to at least be prepared for that. I know that the mayor, the administration have worked with our police department and our Human Rights Commission to make sure that we do whatever we can to help these families get to their destination. Many of them were on their way to New York during that time, and we are aware that there were some buses that were stopping short of New York, and we wanted to be prepared for that. Our police department has, I can't give you a formal policy verbally at this point, but what I'll do is I'll ask that we have something for the next meeting so that we could give you more of a
That would be appreciated, because we all know all these towns are suffering, or cities are suffering under a tremendous financial burden because of this influx. And again, I totally sympathize with anybody that's fleeing countries. I've lived overseas. I've seen some of the horrors that go on in those countries. So I understand why people are coming here. What we're concerned with is the ones that are coming here legally, they're not going through the process. Worse yet, the ones that are sneaking in who are part of gangs or some other people of disrepute, if you will, that are going to harm our citizens and what it'll cost us.
Okay. Thank you. Your time is up. You did have 2 other questions.
Yes.
I'll work with our administration on those so that we can get answers for you for that.
Thank you.
But I appreciate your comments.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
John Vitale, Woodbridge. A couple of years ago, we went to New Brunswick to the commission, what you call it, commissioners now because of, and they said that Middlesex County is a sanctuary county. And I think when it comes to immigrants myself, and I asked them, do you know what's immigrant, what's illegal immigrant? And of course, they didn't know the answer. I came from Europe, as you can tell. Immigrant is a person that comes with the papers, legal papers to enter the United States. Anybody without those papers could be arrested immediately. You try to go to Europe like that, see how far you're going to get. Because Middlesex County made a sanctuary county. I think the responsibility is because we are right in a crosshair between East and West and New York and Boston, we call it. I think anybody will stop over here, don't just look what you can do in Woodbridge. I think you should go to Middlesex County, and I'm sure there's other facilities where you people can put some people there. Couple here, couple there, couple there. As you know, recently, we have a lot of problems even in Woodbridge. I don't see any violence, but there's a lot of homeless people. And again, what do we do? President Fakara said, well, in case blue nights, we send them to Pertamboy at night, and in the morning we bring them back. That's not the answer. We do have a quite a few senior citizens facilities, clubs, so call it, that people get during the day. Those buildings are empty at night. Why couldn't we use some of those clubs, or what you want to call senior citizens, that are owned by the town, and put those people there overnight? I'm sure they would not mind if the next morning they'll be able to come out. We got a lot of things to take care of ourselves for our people. For some reason, whatever they are, they're in trouble. And it says as humans, we should take care of them. But again, don't take responsibility for Woodbridge. It's Middlesex County. It's a big county. And I'm sure there's a facilities to send me, get them in Woodbridge. You find out what place is open, send them over there, because you cannot take responsibility, because if you take 1, 2, 10, 50, they're going to come in hundreds and thousands. Look at New York City. A couple of weeks ago, they're 30-some thousand, now they're 170,000. As long as they take them, they're going to keep coming. And don't, because they know where to come. My situation, the mayor walked into my business and he asked me, this is Asbury Park. Spoke a little English and showed me the telephone number. I call up people, enter Asbury Park. They say, I'm sorry, place is closed. Long story short, it's only got $5. So I told them how to get in the train station. They give me another $10 my own money, and told them how to go to Asbury Park. But again, if they accept it here, they send a message to each other. They have a connections over here. They know where they're going. If they know you're welcome to come, they're going to come over here. So let's not take responsibility what mess is made in South Border now, because Woodbridge is a big town, and they're going to know Woodbridge, and they're going to keep coming, and we just can't handle it. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
Are there any other comments tonight from the public?
Hi, my name is Irene Wojcik. I'm from Hope Lawn. And I just wanted to say, I know the mayor likes the music program that he does over the summer. So I think if you guys are involved, I'm very pleased with it. And a lot of people I know are pleased with it. So I'd like, of course, I think that's going to continue. Bill Brandenburg does a good job. So thank you for that. And the other thing I'd like to say is that, you know, you're cleaning the parks anyway, and you're like pruning the trees and stuff. I'd like to see you guys spend some money and put some flowers in for the pollinators, okay? Because I think the trees are great and everything, but we definitely need a lot more flowers. So I'd love to see like some stands of milkweed or something like that. I have seeds if you want. But I'd like to see a little bit more flowers going on here in Woodbridge. You're doing stuff anyway with the grounds. Might as well be some flowers. And that's fun.
Thank you. So,
Thank you for your
If
comment.
you would, so we have rain gardens going in a lot of locations that have wildflowers inside them. One's right outside of Town Hall, and in other parts of the town in different parks. So we add in the flowers there.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree.
Any other comments from the public this evening? There are no other comments from the public. Can I get a motion that the public comment portion be closed?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Go into the agenda.
Okay. First, I'd like to start out with my agenda. I'm going to use the WTYRC to mention the success that our Colonia Patriots basketball team, boys basketball team, recently became the sectional champs for Group 3. And I also want to mention the passing of their assistant coach, Danny Bricks, at 30 years old. After they won the county championship, Coach Bricks unfortunately succumbed to a seizure and never recovered. I've known him since he's a young boy because he played basketball against my older son, and he played at Monroe High School and finished at St. Joe's. But he was very close with Coach Jose Rodriguez, and he always sat in that first chair. And Coach Bricks was a great mentor to a lot of the to a lot of the players, being the youngest coach on that staff. So, one, I want to say my heart goes out, and I know that I speak for the council on this. Our hearts go out to the Colonia basketball community, but we're also very proud of what they accomplished this past weekend in becoming a third consecutive sectional state champion, which I can't recall the last time that that's ever happened with Colonia. They'll be playing on Wednesday night for the semifinals to be the Group 4 champion, overall Group 4 champion. So they'll be in the semifinals up at Bloomfield High School, and we wish them well for that. And also the Colonia girls basketball team fell short of the sectional title, but I would like to acknowledge that Taylor Durkak did achieve the accomplishment of scoring 2,000 points in her career. So she is the only male or female in Woodbridge Township to ever accomplish that feat. So I want to acknowledge those programs and congratulate their coaches and their families. Regarding our job bank, Jazzy Nails is looking for licensed and experienced nail technicians. United States Postal service has a career path for positions that are open immediately for city carrier assistant, sales associates, tractor trailer operators, rural carrier associates, and laborer custodians. New Jersey Transit is hiring right now. I also would like to acknowledge that Middlesex College has an open house on April 24th. If you want to speak to a representative and explore the possibilities of attending Middlesex College, you can go to www.middlesexcollege.edu. There are 3 campuses, one in Edison, one in New Brunswick, and one in Perth Amboy. Woodbridge Township's school system, we're looking for substitute teachers. So you can contact ESS, which is the company that is managing our substitutes, at 877-983-2244, or you can go to ess.com/job seekers. The New Jersey Defense Manufacturing Community Consortium is also offering training opportunities to veterans and their families for manufacturing careers. And Our House is also hiring area directors, site managers, assistant site managers. You can go to HR department at ourhousenj.org. You can also, on our workforce development and lifelong learning, you can find positions and job training in our workforce development through the Middlesex County College website. You can go on there and you can find that as well. Regarding the Woodbridge Hall of Fame, we're accepting applications for the 2024 class, and we're having our first meeting of 2024 this year, and you can contact the Recreation Department if you know of any candidates. It is the requirement is that you attended one of our public high schools here in Woodbridge and that you have graduated 20 years before. So you have to be out of high school since, I guess it would be 2004. Wow, that's scary. So 2004. I wanted to say 1994, but wishful thinking, right? Okay, so if you have any applicants, please submit them to the Recreation Department. The NAACP Perth Amboy Area Chapter is holding their Freedom Fund Luncheon on Saturday, April 20th, 2024, at 12 p.m. at the Pines Manor in Edison, and tickets are $125. And you can go to NAACP Perth Amboy Area at Gmail if you're interested in attending that event. This is a first banquet for them in quite some time, and they're going to be honoring some of our local business owners. Marlon Terrell from Chick-fil-A is being honored, and one of our ministers is being honored, and I'm also being honored. So it would always be nice to see some friendly faces in the audience there. And the Independent Club of Colonia successfully had their Black History Month event on February 25th at the Acacia Youth Center, and it was very, very well attended. We had our honoree, one of our honorees on our dais, Councilman Greg Vaccaro is not here tonight, but his speech was very moving, and it was a very nice event. Tooling around the township is something that we do in Woodbridge Township, where if you're looking for help at your home and you're not able to do some of the work at your home, we ask that you contact the township here. We can get you on the list. We will do our best to get you in this year, and if we are already full with homes this year, we will get you on the list for the following year. And we're always looking for volunteers, and we're always looking for sponsors of companies like Home Depot have helped us out in the past. So please contact Woodbridge Township, and we can get you over to the area where we're taking the list for tooling around the town. And that is all I have.
Sure.
Yeah. I've been saving up. I've been saving up for a couple of weeks.
Thank you, Council President Anderson. I'll be quick. Item number 16, Greenway Family Success Center, in the spirit of Women's History Month, is holding a women's empowerment brunch on Saturday, March 9th with Just for Success Central New Jersey. That's from 11 to 2. To register or volunteer, please call the center at 732-527-3400. The center is located at 1005 Broadway Avenue. Sorry, just revert back to item number 10. It's still Lent. The Columbian Club of Avenel, Knights of Columbus, still having their Friday night Lenten dinners. The Columbian Club is located at 109 Morrissey Avenue in Avenel. Eat in or take out, and you can bring your own liquid refreshments. For more information, you can contact the club at 732-636-9696. The rest of my agenda is in order, Council President. Thank you to all our emergency responders, fire, EMS, Woodbridge Police, DPW. God bless America. Thank you, sir.
I'm so sorry. Councilman Bauer.
Thank you, Council President. My agenda is in order. I have a few announcements. Excuse me. Ford's Business Community Easter Egg Stroll will be on Sunday, March 24th from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Meet the Easter Bunny and all your businesses along New Brunswick Avenue. The event kicks off at our public parking lot next to the VFW on New Brunswick Avenue. On February 24th, I had the opportunity to polar plunge with Woodbridge PBA number 38 and many other PBAs throughout the state of New Jersey in support of New Jersey Special Olympics. Our group alone raised over $12,000 with a grand total from that one-day event reaching roughly $2.7 million. Thank you to all that donated and plunged for this great cause. And unfortunately, I was late for the Women's History Month event, but I'd like to thank my fellow female councilmates for your contribution and leadership to our community, guiding our young women into the future. Thank you for all you do. That's all I have, Council President.
Thank you so much, Councilman. Councilwoman De Jesus.
Thank you, Council President. I have a few announcements. The Byron Arts Center is hosting the Hobart Trio Chamber Assemble March 22nd at 7:30 p.m. It is an ensemble in residence at William Patterson University, comprised of highly accomplished musicians who are on the faculty of William Patterson. Again, this is limited seating at the Barron Arts Center, and it is part of Discover Jersey Arts, Middlesex County, New Jersey. This will be March 22nd at 7:30 p.m. The Public Library of Woodbridge will hold the Irish Balladeer, Celebrate St. Patrick's Day and Irish American Heritage Month with us on Friday, March 8th at 2 p.m. at the main library. Traditional Irish storytelling, music, and step dancing performed by Richard Stillman, accompanied by bagpipes, mandolin, banjo, guitar, concertina, and penny whistle. Please register at woodbridgelibrary.org or call 732-634-4450, extension 7120. They will also host income tax issues for retirees. Know what to expect and how to plan. This will be on Wednesday, March 13th at 2 p.m. Get valuable tax information to help you plan during this informational seminar presented by Wendy D. Reed. Please register at woodbridgelibrary.org. They also have Friday, March 15th from 3 to 5, Maker's Day, and Solar Eclipses 2024. 2 eclipses of the sun will be visible within the United States and will occur within 6 months of each other this year. Learn about the history, the how and the why, and where the best viewing locations are, and how to prepare for observing these celestial displays of nature. That would be March 21st at the Woodbridge Main Library at 7 p.m. And celebrate with Mayor McCormick and the Library Board of Trustees. Henry Inman's grand reopening will be Monday, March 18th, 2024, at 1 p.m. Everything starts at 1 p.m. And Welcome Back Family Story Time will be at 7 p.m. Again, this will be Monday, March 18th, the grand reopening of the Henry Inman Library branch. Item number 18, I'm just happy that today we were able to celebrate and recognize the women that make Woodbridge Township what it is, but in general, I encourage each and every one of you to celebrate the women in your life, and for the whole month of March, not just today, just for the whole month is Women's History Month, so celebrate the women in your life and Congratulations to Ms. Osborne. Patricia Osborne was recognized. And congratulations to Port Ready Firehouse for swearing in last week the first time in history at their firehouse, they swore in 2 firewomen, Amanda Felices and Emily Pollard. We want to congratulate them, and again, congratulations to Sharon and Debbie, because I think that they're magnificent women, and Marta for the work that they do in our township. We really appreciate it, so thank you. And to all the wives that belong to all the men here for allowing you guys to do the work that you do. So again, please celebrate all the women in your life, including the young girls.
Absolutely. And congratulations to you and going from one great woman to another. Councilwoman
Well, I
Tina.
had one announcement, but that's Megan's out here too, but to add, there she is. To add on to, Megan does a fantastic job for our township, so thank you, Megan, for everything you do. I just had about the library too, but we're so excited to open it. It's going to start at 1 o'clock. We have a ribbon cutting. We have different events that are going to go on throughout the day until 7 o'clock. It's the biggest question I get asked in Colonia lately is when the library is going to open. So you never think people really love libraries, but they absolutely just love them, and we can't wait to reopen it. So that will be on March 18th. Oh, we had chili cook-off this past week, and just thank you to everybody that came out. It was for a young boy named Ben Leary, and he was battling cancer. He goes to school 21, so thank you for everybody that came out. We did agree, we made a lot of money, we made a lot of baskets, and it was great attendance, so thank you for everybody that came out for that. And I just want to also congratulate Colonia Boys, basketball. Colonia, I know. Colonia Boys basketball, thank God we did all the stuff. Just they've had an awesome season, and even with everything that has gone on, it's been really hard the past couple weeks for them losing their coach, and I know Coach Dan Briggs too. He coached my son, he coached Mr. Minch's son, and he was a stand-up guy, and he will truly be missed. So just heartfelt, prayers to the Colonia community, Colonia High School. He will absolutely be missed there. And also congratulations to the girls. And that's all I have. Listen, yeah, okay.
All right.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. Okay. And daylight savings time is coming soon. So we'll go to our little bright sunshine over there, Councilwoman McCall. Right?
Thank you, Council President. For my agenda, I have a few items. St. James School has Powerball tickets on sale for $25 each and can be purchased after every Mass or at the parish or school office from 8 a.m. to 3:30 Monday through Friday. And you can also attend the Powerball dinner where they'll be drawing the winner, and these tickets are $20 per person. They also are holding a St. Patrick's Day pancake breakfast on Sunday, St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, after the 7:30 and the 10:30 Mass. These tickets are $10 at the door, or you can purchase them in advance at the parish or school office. The Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce is celebrating their 60-year anniversary on April 10th at Strickland Steakhouse. This is going to be a nice event for people to come and mingle and just socialize and celebrate the 60-year anniversary of the Chamber of Commerce. Tickets are on sale through the Chamber. You can log on to their website for more information. And then on June 10th, the Chamber of Commerce will be holding their annual golf outing at the Colonia Country Club. Early bird tickets are on special now through April the 1st. So log on to their website for more details about both of those events. For Councilman Small, I want to remind everybody that this Sunday, March 10th, is the 50th annual St. Patrick's Day parade hosted by the American Irish Association. The festivities will start with a flag raising at 9 a.m. at Town Hall, and the parade kicks off at 1:30 from Woodbridge High School. Then the after party starts at 4 p.m. at the Acacia Center. This party is open to the public. There will be Irish music, dance performances, and a la carte food and drinks. Come and join the party. Also, the Elks will be having a after St. Patrick's Day party that will start at 4 p.m. also, and that's Rain or Shine. The tickets can be purchased in advance through Venmo at WBGELK ELKS2116. Adults are $15 and children 5 to 12 are $10. There will be corned beef, pastrami, cabbage, and much more, plus a live band against the grain. You can purchase the tickets on Sunday if you don't get them in advance at the door for $20 each, and the address is 665 Railway Avenue. Also, the Woodbridge Brewery has a bunch of signings coming up. This weekend, they have they're calling it Devil Days. There's 3 devils that'll be there on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Nico Heischer, Ken Denico, and Nate Baston. And then on March 23rd, the New York Knicks player, Charles Oakley, will be there. And on March 24th, the Ranger player, Jacob Truba, will be there. For more information on how to get your tickets for all these signings that the Woodbridge Brewery is having, contact 732-634-2929 or 732-977-9481. And don't forget that Mayor Mac's Cafe is open at 881 West Avenue in Port Reading from Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 1:30. Stop in for a delicious lunch. And as always, once again, I'd like to ask you to please keep the soldiers serving in the Middle East in your thoughts and prayers for a safe mission and a safe return home. Thank you, and that's all I have today.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Mr. Mitch.
Thank you, Mr. President. My agenda is up.
Long. Administration, Mr. Similuka.
Thank you, Council President. I have 3 add-ons tonight. I have T&M and Associates for the Green Acres for the preliminary assessment replacement parcel. And 2, I have a substitute municipal prosecutor, Bob Goldman. And 3, I have a 2024 recycling enhancement grant. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you so much. Director Brew.
Thank you, Council President. I have 2 items. First one's Rutgers Cooperative Extension 2024 Partnership Program Agreement, and the second is the Rutgers Cooperative Extension for the Water Resource Program. Just so you know, on that, Council President, that Rutgers partnership we have, that's how we establish and develop all of our rain gardens, pollinator gardens, and things to the comments that were brought up earlier. So that's part of our green infrastructure team.
They do wonderful work. I work with William Hublick, who leads that event down in South Brunswick at the county garden. And Rutgers does amazing work, and I'm glad that our township is partnering and collaborating with Rutgers University. Thank you.
Thank you, Council President.
Director Darden.
Thank you. Nothing this evening, Council President.
Police Director has nothing tonight. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you so much. Our legal.
We have nothing. Thank you.
Okay. Motion to adjourn. Motion.
Second.
Meeting adjourned.